Marcos made a choice every day that made everyone laugh, but what no one knew was that this choice held a deep wisdom. Join us to discover why. In a quiet town surrounded by waves and golden sand, lived Marcos, a young artisan. Everyone in the village knew him for his calm demeanor and serene attitude. Marcos didn't stand out for his looks or grand gestures, but there was something special about him that only a few could see. Every afternoon, after finishing his work, Marcos would pass through the town square, where a wealthy man named Don Luis awaited him. This man, known for his playful nature, had created a game with the young artisan. He would place two bills in front of Marcos, one for $50 and another for $10. "Come on, Marcos," Don Luis would say with a teasing grin. "Which one are you choosing today?" Without hesitation, Marcos would always take the $10 bill and walk away with a calm smile, while the onlookers couldn't help but laugh. "That kid will never learn," some said, while others called him naive or foolish. One day, a journalist named Anna, who was in town covering a story about coastal life, watched the scene from a distance. Intrigued by Marcos's routine, she decided to follow him. She caught up with him as he walked up to his home on a nearby hill. "Marcos, forgive me for intruding," Anna said with a curious look. "I don't understand. Why do you always take the smaller bill when the other one is worth so much more? Wouldn't you like to have more money?" Marcos looked at her with his usual calm expression and invited her to his home. Once there, he showed her something that left her speechless. In a small wooden box, Marcos had accumulated a collection of $10 bills. "Anna," Marcos said with a smile, "if I were to take the $50 bill, Don Luis would stop giving me money every day. This game allows me to save little by little and move closer to my goal of opening another artisan shop. People may laugh, but each $10 bill brings me closer to my dream." Anna was left deep in thought. The next day, she wrote a story about Marcos for her blog titled "The Wisdom of Young Marcos," where she shared how a simple daily decision could hold more value than people realized. From that moment on, the townspeople began to see Marcos differently. He was no longer the fool who chose the smaller bill, but a young man with a clear vision of his future. Sometimes, the simplest or even seemingly foolish decisions have a greater purpose that others can't see. Don't be afraid to take a path others don't understand. What matters most is knowing what you're building for yourself. Have you ever made a decision others didn't understand, but you knew it was the right one for you? Share your experience in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, share it with others and join us for the next one, where you'll uncover another valuable lesson. See you soon.